Been a busy few weeks for Snap, a restructuring, sweeping layoffs, scrapping projects, and two key executives heading to Netflix. Snap co-founder and CEO Evan Spiegel joins us now in a CNBC exclusive. Evan, thanks for being with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Evan, there's so much ground to cover, but I actually want to start off asking you about a different app that everyone here at Code is talking about, and that is TikTok. My question for you is, the restructuring you did, all the changes you're making, how much of that is due to competition?
Well, it's really hard to disentangle, the competition that's happening because the overall pool of ad dollars is declining from the platform policy changes, from the very challenging macroeconomic environment where, the cost of capital has just exploded. So people are really focused on earnings, and digital advertising is easy to turn off quickly. So while I think digital advertising is going to play a key role in the recovery, I don't know when that will begin. And so we need to really refocus our business and prepare for an uncertain macroeconomic environment. And we believe the companies that are going to be most successful through this period are ones that can really demonstrate and grow profitability.
Yeah, I know you're really focused on profitability right now, but I also know you are a close watcher of different economic signals as you try to anticipate what's going to happen in the ad market. What are the signals you're watching right now, and what's your outlook for the rest of the year?
Well, advertising is a really interesting business because it really represents a cross-section of the global economy. And I think one of the things we're paying a lot of attention to is the Fed funds rate relative to CPI. And if you look today, it looks like we still have a long way to go. I mean, we're negative 7% or so on that indicator. And that means that, overall monetary policy is still very accommodative. And so when you hear Chair Powell say, looking forward, that they really think that they need to raise rates and get inflation under control and to expect pain looking forward, we're listening and we're making the necessary changes to be able to emerge from this period of time, in a much stronger position.
That's fascinating. I mean, we're going to hear from him again tomorrow, and we'll see how much he echoes from Jackson Hole. But Powell's comments are actually ringing in the hallways of C-suites. That doesn't happen all the time.
Well, I think when you have inflation running this hot, people know that the paths forward are really difficult. I mean, you don't have to look very far. The 1970s, the 80s, these were really challenging periods of time in our country. In the 70s, we kind of took this stop-start approach. In the 80s, Volcker ripped the Band-Aid by focusing, really on money supply and having rates be the output. So they went to 18% or something like that. And so I think looking at, of course, inflation today, the energy shock, food prices, this is a really challenging time for the world. We're fortunate in the United States to, really have our own energy supply. But, we're concerned about the environment looking forward.
A good economics background. You don't, like Carl said,
like macro,
your CEOs talk about the macro like that. I want to get a little bit more micro again. Last night here at Code, Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, he talked about this idea that competition could come from anywhere. Julie asked you about TikTok. I want to ask you about another app that is Be Real, that's gaining traction with a younger demographic. First, are you on it?
I'm not.
Second, then, it's like the anti-Instagram, right? It asks users to take a picture, an authentic picture at a random time every day. Is that an indication, you think, that people are getting tired of the curated Instagram, TikTok posts? And is that an opportunity for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, people were exhausted by that 11 years ago when we started working on Snapchat. Now there's nearly 350 million people every single day using our service because they want to express themselves without fear of judgment. So I do think this has been an enormous trend over the past decade or so, and I think it's set to continue.
Do you think Be Real has legs? Could it eat into your demographic, or are you not worried about it as competition?
I think what's really important as we look at Snapchat in our future is that other apps don't have to fail for us to be successful. And so as we've really focused on messaging, visual communication between friends and family, that's, really the value that we provide to people's lives. And of course, we continue to innovate and add things like our map, where you can see what your friends are up to, or our AR platform, where 250 million people are engaging with AR every single day. So I think, we started with this core of visual communication, and then we've evolved our service over time to diversify engagement and ensure that we remain competitive.